to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
Found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, they never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes. They gonna take it.
This is what we got to tell.
Every fan doing this.
I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
All right, welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm excited about today's show. Christmas is around the corner. We got less than 7 days to that day to come. I'm supposed to go down to the DMV area this weekend. Might see some people, from the R2L family. I don't know. Or I gotta give Cars his trophies. Never done that yet. But I'm excited about this show, this weekend. Because we got some good topics to talk about. We know John Moran is back, hitting the game winner. That was a crazy game if you watched that live, right? We got to talk about the Eagles. 2 birds fighting in the nest. 2 birds fighting. And one had to come out live, So we're going to talk about there it is. Right? Oh, my gosh, right? So we got to talk about Steph Curry. Should he be in the GOAT conversation? I mean, I don't know, right? But we got a lot to talk about. So before we get into that, I got 2 of my bros with me. I got Davey Dollars. He's here. All right. First from out of state. And then we got Mr. Your Done Son himself, Tomo. How y'all doing, fellas?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Your team lose on Sunday afternoon, but you bounce back. And then, you take the Tuesday off because, people was a little ill. Not talking about you, Dave. I'm talking about somebody else's quarterback. That Campbell soup. Guess he ain't get it. Intercept. Go ahead, Dave.
Can I intercept? But I'm feeling good. Like Joe said, just got back from Jersey, spending time with my fiance. So feeling pretty good about that. Excited about today's show. We got a lot of things to talk about. The Eagles. Somebody there's an Eagles fan who said that they wouldn't lose 2 straight. Then he said they wouldn't lose 3 straight. But that's exactly what happened. So. Just when you think your team is invincible, through the tough stretch, the gauntlet. Instead of you going 3-2, you went 3-3, so you had 500. So good job. I mean, you made it to 500. But now we got other birds to focus on because on Christmas we got a black bird dinner that's getting ready. That's getting ready for that time with some gold miner, gravy to go on top of that, so might be good. Can't wait. It's Wednesday, winning Wednesdays, so we got to make sure we turn up.
Turn me up.
Go ahead, Jody.
All right. So look, before we dive into these topics, make sure y'all like this video on 3 different platforms. We got streaming this on YouTube, Facebook, and newly Instagram. So like it on all 3 platforms. Share this video on all 3 platforms, y'all, because I know you're watching, but you want to have others on watching with you. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe and follow on all 3 platforms. Use the comment section. We can see all the comments that will be put down throughout the chat. Shout out to y'all in the comments. All right. And super chats. All right. We welcome all gifts and donations. So if you throw in a super chat, we're gonna pause what we're doing, hold up. We're gonna read your comment. You get the spotlight, you get the shine for the moment, and we're gonna read it out loud because we appreciate once again all the donations and the
Donations, gifts.
gifts. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours.
Man, so earlier today, I tried to get a little workout in because the new year coming, so the gym gonna be packed. Everybody, new year, new me. Actually, some of the memes ain't made it back on the timeline like they used to. Like with Shorty that's stepping on the steps, like we won't even know what we leaving behind. But a song came on randomly, and it's just started playing. It's like Man in the Mirror. Everybody know about Man in the Mirror. It's like, man, you just gotta reflect. You gotta find yourself. You gotta understand who you gonna be. Actually, most of us need to do that anyway going into the new year, because again, we got a whole nother 365, new goals, new aspirations. Maybe it's to make the Super Bowl, maybe it's to make the playoffs, maybe it's that your quarterback don't get benched. We'll talk about that later. But Dave alluded to it earlier. Teams going to their gauntlets. Hopefully you come out on the winning end. We would say this team did. And then next thing you know, they went up against a team that is good, but their quarterback was hurt, so their backup was playing. And is it still a gauntlet game? Is this with a game where you find your footing? Eagles still got to figure that out. Find out on the next Dragon Ball Z. Drew Lock, though, had a Disney moment. And that game was on ESPN. Shout out to y'all. Disney Miracle, late touchdown pass. He threw it to Jigba. I can't pronounce his whole name. I don't want to mess it up. But the 20-17 victory over the Eagles, or some would say falling/wounded Eagles. Monday night. We got to talk about it, fellas. I know we wasn't here to react right after the game, but we here now. Dave, how you feel about that game? Because it's your Seahawks. I know you don't like them. I said I know you don't like them. I said that.
Not my Seahawks. They just happen to me in my division, 5-0 against this division, by the way. So, and actually we're 3-0 against the NFC East right now. So I don't think the NFC East is really liking us right now.
Commanders got that. Go ahead.
You think you thought wrong, but I honestly thought that the Eagles would win this game. I did not think that the Seahawks had an opportunity to win this game, even though they can definitely throw the ball. But I didn't think that would, what happened, because I felt like the Eagles would get back to stopping the run and not allow Kenneth Walker to have a good day. But clearly, that's not what happened. Kenneth Walker definitely had some really good runs in that game. And Drew Lock showed some poise, showed that he was able to get the ball to DK and Jackson Smith and Bigma. I got you, Tomo. And also got the ball to Tyler Lockett a few times. Now, it didn't help me in fantasy, but he got the ball a couple times. The Eagles, man, seems like those issues we talked about early in the season are really starting to show now. We said that this is exactly what was wrong with the Eagles, saying that they can't stop the pass for nothing. And this team just does not look the same as last year. But you know what they kept saying? We're winning, so it doesn't matter. We're winning. It's fine. We're not winning the same way, but we're winning games. And then you get to the gauntlet where you got to go against the Chiefs, the Bills, the Cowboys twice. You got to play the 49ers, you got to play the Dolphins, and you got to play the Seahawks. Now, I think everyone in here pretty much felt like the Seahawks were the lowest of that gauntlet, pretty much. And probably didn't even count it towards that gauntlet. But you go and beat the Chiefs, you beat the Bills, and you beat the Dolphins. You win the first 3 games in that gauntlet. But then you act like the Miami Heat last year in the Eastern Conference Finals, and after winning 3 straight, you're going to lose 3 straight. So, that doesn't bode well for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts now is tied for first in turnovers in the league, I believe, or he leads the league in turnovers with 17. Not sure exactly what's going to happen. They made a lot of moves this season to try to improve. You went to sign Shaq Leonard, you went and got Kevin Byard. But it's not really helping what needs to be fixed there. And I know C.J. Gardner-Johnson is not the biggest, he's not the best safety in the league, but we all know what impact he had last year. He brought that swagger last year that this team does not have now. And then you had Maddox that's been out for pretty much all season long. So that's some losses I have there. But, I mean, at this time in the year, there are a lot of teams that have those kind of injuries. The Ravens have had injuries all season long. J.K. Dobbins went down in the first game of the season. He hasn't been there. Keaton Mitchell just went down last week with a torn ACL. This team, they're still 11-3. So you got to be able to overcome some of these things, and the Eagles just have not been able to do so just now. Now they're still a playoff team. They clinched the playoffs, so which is still good. But are they that Super Bowl contending team that we saw last year? I would say no.
Far from that.
We all agree.
Yeah, they're far from that. But okay, so we all know Hurts had flu-like symptoms. He was sick, and you can tell, his body language. I don't know, he just didn't seem the same. His body language, they said his energy was low the whole game. You listen to his press conference. I mean, he always got like a, that's how he always talk. But he sounded a little sick. We all know that. But if you're out there on the field, we're going to judge you based off your play. All right. When LeBron James at this age, we're not going to look at him and say, "Nah, man, he top 5, man. Look at his age." He nah, bro. You out there, right? It's based on what you do. And if I'm an Eagles fan, here's the alarming part about this whole situation. We all kept saying, why are y'all going away from running the ball? Run the ball. That's what y'all did last year. Y'all ran the ball. Everything was off from running the ball. They actually ran the ball yesterday. On Monday. They ran the ball on Monday, and they still couldn't score points. Now, they were moving the ball. They just couldn't finish. And the defense that gets killed all the time, they was holding the Seahawks off for most of the game. But the Eagles could not put them away. The offense could not put them away. Now, also, if I'm an Eagle fan, this is what you need. You needed this L. A L to the Cowboys in Dallas. Well, the Cowboys are good in Dallas. They got to come on the road in the playoffs. A L to the 49ers. Well, we all know the 49ers is good, but are they going to stay healthy? But a L to the Seahawks? Because y'all know all these wins they've been having, they glossed over all the problems they had. But we still 9-1. We're still 8-1, whatever their record was. All right? But then when they lose to the Cowboys, they still glossed over it. Man, we were moving the ball. We just had 3 turnovers. If we didn't turn the ball over, we'd have been straight. We was moving the ball. They lose to the 49ers. I mean, we were due. We were due. We went through a gauntlet. We went through the Dolphins. We went through the Chiefs. We were due for a loss. But when you lose to the Seahawks without Geno Smith, that's when you wake up. Jalen Hurts came in the press conference and said, people are committed. I mean, this is after the 3rd straight loss. They look the same. Do they look any way different? Only difference is the offense wasn't clutch. That's it. They look the same. So this was a alarming situation for them. This next game they got coming up against the Giants, we know the Giants should lose this game, but like AJ said in the chat, he says I'm good. I gotta see them playing good, winning football. I don't care who the team is. That's what they gotta see. If they don't, if they look anywhere anything other than that, then if I'm a Philly fan, I'm really, really, really concerned. So I think this loss will be good for them at the end of the day, though. But they definitely ain't the same team from last year.
All right, so hold on.
Emotional damage.
He lied.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
One more.
How come he don't want me, man?
That's what's going on after this game. Okay, there was a lot of emotional damage. There was a lot of he lied. Of course, the other fan bases was like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And then, how come he don't want me, man? It's more so the NFC East. Because who wants this division now? Do the Cowboys want it? Do the Eagles want it? Because they going back and forth. I've never seen a flip-flop happen so fast. Literally, 72 hours are just like, who's going to be in the league? Cowboys got the Dolphins. But it's more so about the Eagles trying to bounce back. Joe, I like that spill you did there, because that's more of a thing like, one of those coordinators would do on the sideline with the Eagles would be like, you know what? The 49ers are just good. So they caught us after their 10-day rest. We just caught them slipping. And then you go down to Dallas and you're like, you know what? We got beat up by the 49ers. The record after you play the 49ers, the next team is going to come in and probably win that game. And it's Dallas. So the avalanche is going to happen because when they go on the road. Okay, you sound like one of the offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators that play for the Eagles or work for the Eagles, and then you roll into Seattle, where your record is 0-17. Like, what do you put on the wall then? Because you just came off of like, I don't even think they scored any touchdowns in the last 2 games. Maybe they did. Who knows? But you get to Seattle, you're like, all right. You get to Seattle, you're like, you know what? Record 0-17, but we can still do something. We got to find our footings. It's kind of like a punch-drunk boxer who's like staggering back to his corner, but like once they start talking to him, like, you got this, Rocky, you got it. And then you go right back out there, and then the Russian put their hands on you again, because that's what happened. They got knocked right back down. Jalen Hurts was sick, but he didn't look sick those first 2 drives. He went out there, he actually got them the first touchdown, ran it in. Was it off a push tush? No, I think this was an actual QB sneak. So when you said they were running the ball, it was more of him running the ball. I guess that knee is back. But Swift, 18 carries, 74 yards. You get back to their receiving game. A.J. Brown, 56 yards. Devontae Smith, 50 yards. But A.J. Brown got 10 targets. So that's 50% from your number one receiver. Like, we need more from you. If you're going to be that guy, these are the moments where we need you to be that guy. Don't be on the sideline yelling at me when I can't find you. And now when I'm looking for you, you 50-50. Also, Devontae Smith, I mean, well, he was 100%. 5 targets, 5 receptions. But it's just something about this offense that's not the same. Last year, when we sat down and watched the Eagles, what was it? RPO, a lot of motion here and there. But they was feeding off of the run game, but there was a lot of movement within that offense. Now it was just stale. It's real stagnant. You also got the defense who, like you said, Joe, is not that bad. But when you look at it, if Sam Howell can put up 500, what you think these good quarterbacks going to look at it and be like, well, I can do it too. Slay wasn't there. Bradbury was actually holding his own until that last drive. And that's when it was kind of like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Because they found him for every single play. It went from DK. Then they said, you know what? Hey, Rook, go get him. Touchdown. So I kind of felt bad for the guy. Then you got the switching of the coordinators. It's too much going on in Philly right now. But one thing I will say is, if y'all lose to the Giants, at the rate your media and fan base was already killing you for losing to a team that could potentially still have playoff hopes, you go and lose to the Giants, I might have to bring the segment back, man. Because y'all done, son. You're done. You lose to the Giants, you are done. There's nothing you can do to come back from that. Because you're just reaching for straws at this point. The team is good. I don't even know why they can't rally around each other. Jalen comes out and says that about not being committed, but y'all won 10 games with this non-committed team. The only thing you got is 2 new pieces. So who's not committed? That's all I got.
That's a good point. I do want to say this one time. AJ Brown was him and Tyreek Hill, but AJ Brown was feasting off of poor secondaries. When he was getting over, once he got 170, he got 131 on the Bucks, 175 on the Commanders, 127 on the Rams, 131 on the Jets, when they were missing their starting 2 or 3 cornerbacks. I know at least 2, 3. Okay, 3 cornerbacks. Again, 137 on Miami without X-Man and Ramsey. 130 on the Commanders again. Play Dallas 66, Chiefs 8, Buffalo 37. He had 114 on the 49ers, but garbage time. He did have 1 slant that got a bunch of yards, and he had some garbage time stuff. Dallas 94 yards once again. All right, the score was they were probably down by 15, and 56 yards against the Seahawks. So he the best player. He got to step up too. Like you said, 10 targets, but Jalen Hurts got to play better though. At the end of the day, he's the quarterback. He's the All-Pro AP. All right. So, and lastly, sorry y'all, you mentioned that about this Eagles team. The offense this year, they're not playing with a 20-point halftime lead no more like they were last year. Right? That's the difference. So it's way more pressure on the offense to perform this year than it was last year.
But Joe, I know we're going to go to the next topic, but what changed about their offense?
The coordinator, Shane Steichen.
Look at him in Indianapolis.
Look at what Gardner Minshew is. This is the same. They're pretty much running the same offense that the Eagles ran last year, and the Colts are in playoff contention right now. Gardner Minshew looks like he could have, like we said last year when he played those 2 games, other than that Saints game, that game he played against the Cowboys, he looked like he was running that offense pretty well, and now he's doing that same thing in Indianapolis. So Shane Steichen not being there is a big loss.
That is.
And once again, the defense is not the same. All right, they're not getting to the quarterback. Like I said, they're not playing with the lead most of the game no more. Like they've been playing from behind through the whole gauntlet, right? And it's plain and simple. They making Hurts more of a pocket passer this year. I mean, sorry, that's what it is. I mean, they don't run the ball as much as they did last year. They don't rely on their offensive line run blocking no more like they used to last year. Like they drop back Hurts too many times. He had 31 last night, and he had to lead most of the game. And 31 he won drop back 31 times a game last year.
Yeah, some quarterbacks can't do that. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. But no, I kind of feel bad for Jalen Hurts though, also because he got his money. He was an All-Pro, and this is the third season where they done changed his offensive coordinator yet again. Yeah. And the one that was working, they let him walk out the door. So ownership. Somebody got to handle this.
Somebody got to. It's almost the same thing that happened to Alex Smith and Jason Campbell. Every single year they had a different offensive coordinator, but you gotta give him somebody, give him someone consistent. Yeah, Jason Campbell with the Washington Redskins. Yes.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
You forgot about them days?
You forgot that. You forgot
like a half season.
Oh, because you said Alex Smith. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about Alex Smith when he was with San Francisco. Those first 3 or 4 seasons, he had a different OC every single season.
Jason Campbell in there though, bro.
Look, I'm just throwing up. I'm just talking about names about quarterback that had different OC every single season. That's all.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say about most other quarterbacks. Once you get an offensive coordinator and y'all get lockstep and they believe in you, then they. Honestly, this Eagles team could have been the same team from last year if they would have just kept one of those coordinators. Literally, just one.
And they upgraded at the running back position. Run the ball.
They did. Honestly, I was going to say when I asked y'all what changed, I think Miles Sanders was the perfect back for this team. Like, Swift is good, but it's just something about the chemistry that was there. Like, everybody knew their role.
Also, it's not the same. For some, they're not performing the same as they did last year.
Yeah, they're not because they allow more sacks this year than they did last year.
Well, people are pressuring him more too, though.
If you look at even if you look at our game in the NFC Championship game, we couldn't get the Hurts at all in the NFC Championship game, and now I think in that game we got 3 sacks on them. That was almost unheard of, honestly.
But they ran the ball a lot more against y'all in the NFC Championship game too.
Yeah, that's true.
They ran the ball a lot more.
I think that helps your line, though.
And people say, they won that game because of RPO hurt. He kept fooling Kurt. I say Kurt Warner, Fred Warner. That's what they say.
He fooled them on one play, and they just started to take it all off. But
he was the reason why the running game.
I mean, but look, the running game can't help your O-line. Look at the push tush. I think y'all have more physical offensive line when y'all are running the ball. But I mean, if you can't get to the quarterback and the quarterback can't get the ball off, it's gonna be a long day, man. Especially if you're going to LA. Ain't that right, Joe?
Yeah.
Sam's Club is closed. So after a 28-20 loss, the LA Rams the Commanders were not just eliminated from playoff contention. Sorry, Joe. Thought y'all was gonna win the division. But they got eliminated from playoff contention, the 7th time in 8 seasons. But that's not only that. Sam Howell got benched also throughout that game. So, Joe, how you feel about this? Because that was your quarterback. He's still playing better than Kenny Pickett.
Still there, by the way. But look, first of all, people are over-exaggerating on what happened against the Rams. All right? I'm not going to watch that game. That game was on at the same time y'all game was on. When y'all was getting smashed, stumped on, I was watching our game too. And I wasn't really paying attention, all right? So I went back and watched it. And then if you look at the stat line, it's horrible. 11 for 26, 102 yards, 1 interception, 1 TD. So you average yards per attempt, 3.9. So you looking like QBR 27 and a QB rating 50? And then you look at your quarterback and say, what the heck happened? 8 for 10, 124, and he came in the game with 7 minutes left. 2 touchdowns, 94 QBR. So I'm like, yo, what happened? Everybody Sam Howell era is over. Jacoby gonna be the starter going forward. And I went back and watched that game, y'all. And I'm like, okay, let's relax. All right.
He lied.
Everybody kept saying, like, why is he not feeding Terry McLaurin? He threw the ball to Terry McLaurin so many times, I believe. And I think at times he force-fed Terry McLaurin. The last ball he threw, he forced that to Terry McLaurin. He had somebody wide open on the right side of the field. But it wasn't as bad as it seemed. But then when you watch Jacoby Brissett, he caught Terry McLaurin twice wide open on a deep ball. Terry McLaurin like just straight burnt this man wide open. Outside of those two plays, it didn't get to the 1 yard line and they couldn't even punch it in until like another 3 minutes go by. So Jacoby had a good game, but I didn't see enough of Jacoby to say, oh, he outplayed Sam Howell. It just happened that this dude was wide open on 2 plays. Kind of remind me of Saints and the Mars when he beat the Cowboys, 14-3, 14-13. So I'm not gonna make a big deal of it because we all know what Jacoby Brissett is. He is who he is. He's a backup quarterback. He's not going to be, no diss to him, but he's not going to get better. Like he is who he is. Sam Howell is still young. This is his first year starting, and this is a learning lesson, because you can tell he was trying to force feed Terry McLaurin. Because the last time we played, that was a big issue. Terry McLaurin came out and said I was running cardio. Then we had a whole bye week, and then he came out and said, I'm going to just throw the ball to Terry, throw the ball. That's what he did, but it cost him. So he just got to be smarter. It's his first year. I'm not going to overreact over his first year. He will be the starter next year, too, by the way. So know the Sam Howell era ain't over. So everybody relax. Relax.
You have been zapped.
That's what Jacoby Brissett did. He came in like Zappy. He had the whole Commanders fan base going up in an uproar.
Relax. That's what I thought about, too, Zappy and Mac Jones.
Man, but no, like you said, Joe, I went back and watched this game. Actually, I should have watched our game so I can get a little bit of healing after watching the Cowboys not be able to score. I could have found some rejoice, But for me, it looks like he was just being himself. He actually was getting out of the pocket a little bit more. He was just trying to find his way. Like I was thinking about it. I said, oh, man, like this is Sam Howell. Like how much can you do if somebody's hands is always in your face? Much you can do. If you look back, every time you drop back, Aaron Donald or somebody from the Rams was there. And it was like, I don't even think they blitzed that much. Like I gotta go back and look at the stats on that, but sometimes it was just getting there with 4. So he was trying to make plays out of nothing. And the kid's been sacked 59 times. So they was like, you know what? We tired of getting this kid beat up. Game's already out of reach. We're not gonna make the playoffs. So just go ahead and sit down. So of course they did make a lot out of it. And again, he did throw a touchdown. He got Curtis Samuels on 1. And then Jacoby came in and got 2. But at the end of the day, this team is clearly in rebuild mode. That's just what it is at this point.
Tell me about it.
Like, rebuilding the NFC East maybe because, with your picks, you was like, the Cowboys not going to make it. Maybe you got to rethink some things over there. But at the end of the day, the kid was just doing what he was known to do. Like, get out the way and try to make a play. It's been like that all season. Finally, they actually benched him so he can get some rest. Because I'm tired. I know his girl was probably tired of him coming home. So they got me again, baby. He was like, stop playing that game. Like, 6 down. It's over. That's how I felt about it, man. He be all right. He playing next week, right?
Mm-hmm. He's starting.
Good, because Tyler Heineke's starting for the Falcons, and that's the last thing y'all need. Tyler Heineke to go play.
Yeah, that's true. You can look at this in 2 different ways, honestly. You can look at exactly how y'all are talking about, but you can also look at it this way, like why. I get it. You're protecting him to make sure that he's fine, but why would you bench him knowing that he's the quarterback of the future? What is that going to do with his What is that going to do with his mentality? I'm not saying that this is the case, but I'm just saying you can think about it this way. Like I get it. At the end of in the heat of the season, it's the end of the season. Yes, you're not going to make the playoffs. There's a lot of things that's not going to happen, but you want him to be able to continue to learn while he's still considered. You can still consider him a rookie quarterback because this is his first season. But let him go through the growing pains. Mm-hmm. That's what happens. He's not getting sacked as much as he was before. Now in that game, he was getting pressured a lot, but he's not getting sacked as much as he was. So the offensive line has changed a little bit because of that switch that Joe had talked about earlier. So let him be able to deal with this. You said you want him to learn, but you don't want him to learn in a way to where he gets benched, and now it becomes something to be talked about. Now, people are going to start asking questions. Is Jacoby Brissett going to now be the starter quarterback? Are you going to draft a quarterback next season? Are you going to move on to Sam Howell? So you got to think about these things. Is this what I think that was the wrong coaching decision to make because of that situation? Now,
I agree.
if he was getting pressured and he was getting sacked a lot, it would make a lot more sense to bench him because you don't want him to get hurt because it's late in the season and that's your quarterback of the future. You want to make sure he's fine. But are you going to sit him for the rest of the season? No, you're not going to do that. He's going to have to deal with this because it's exactly what's going on. And Sam Howell for a while was leading the league in passing yards, so he's shown that he can do a lot of things. Look at some of his best games. He had a good game against the Broncos. The Broncos are now in playoff contention. That's how it was for the Broncos. That's the team that he beat. Look at the Eagles. And both of those games, he had his best games all year long. Now, I get it. The Eagles' pass defense is trash. We know that. It's in the bottom of the league. However, this is still the Eagles. So he was able to have a good game against this team.
63rd in the league, Dave.
Oh, my bad, 63rd. But not only did he have a good game against his passing defense, remember what they were talking about Jalen Carter leading the league in pressures. You know, they were getting a lot of pressures, but obviously that did nothing to Sam Howell. He was still able to play well. Jacoby Brissett, like Joe said, is a backup, and I get it. I would have put him in garbage time, like it's about 3 minutes left. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and make the switch. There's no point in him being in the game. You put him in the game to where there is still a chance, even though it may have been a long shot. There's still a chance for you to come back and win this game. You could play spoiler. That's what the Commanders pretty much are right now. They're in that spot to play spoiler against some teams. Not happening against us. So go ahead and get that out your head, Joe. But
one of us gotta take the L.
It won't be us. I'll tell you that right now.
We hearing one of y'all. I'm letting you know right now. Gotta make this interesting.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
You can make it interesting, but you're gonna be making it interesting L for y'all. Yes, Carl. That's right. The Broncos week 2 and now are completely different. I get that, but they were healthy during that time. That's not like they had any missing pieces. They were healthy during that time, and he made a comeback in that game because they were down by a lot and won that game. But all I'm saying is, I wouldn't make much of it because Jacoby Brissett is not going to be the starting quarterback next year. That's not going to happen. I think he's only there on a 1-year deal. So Sam Howell's the quarterback until they say that they're going to go draft another quarterback or something like that. I would say that they should have nothing to worry about right now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dave, with the coaching decision because they did that before against the Bills. He played the whole game. And every enemy on Thursday came out and said, we kept him in the game because he got to learn. He has to know what this feels like. Like he got to be in there and then the fire. He has to play through this. Now against the Cowboys, I get that. National television, y'all down like 40 to, I forgot what the score was, 40 to 10. I don't know what it was. He threw a pick six, threw both the regular. Man, it's having seed, bro. Like throw Jacoby in there, man. But right now here, you know what I mean? It's kind of like Ron Rivera, he does things and it backfires. Like he comes out, a few guys came to me and said that, he's a little too tough. Why would you say that to the media? Now it's a big story. The command is solved. People crying about Eric Bieniemy. Dude, think about think before you speak. Think before you make a decision. He poured Sam Howell at the game after he threw an interception. Like, let this man redeem himself. Like, he just threw a touchdown. Then he threw an interception. First of all, he threw a beautiful pass to Terry, and Terry got held, and Terry tried to catch with one hand.
Oh, yeah, that interception. That was bad.
That was bad. He got held, but it was fine. So he threw a touchdown, threw a beautiful ball to Terry that wasn't caught, interception, you bench him. Like, bro, like, what are you doing? And like, I wouldn't be so upset about that decision if he wasn't singing Howell praises all year. This is about the development of the quarterback. This is what he's been saying all year. And then after you bench him, Jacoby comes in and make you look stupid by looking good. Yeah, Sam Howell to the starting quarterback. What? So he just making his situation worse, man, at the coaching.
I think he's ready to go, man. But like y'all said, man, the only thing y'all really need to be worried about, because right now I think y'all top 5 in draft seeding. So, the only thing y'all really need to be worried about is.
Hey, look. Well, first, second, and third. Talking about bring.
So technically, I mean, y'all could still get a quarterback.
Nah,
I don't think so.
They can trade up.
That's off the line.
They can trade up.
You get a tight end.
Who got the number one pick? Oh, the Bears got it because of the Panthers.
I don't think they're going. I don't think they're going to do another RG3. I don't see the Commanders doing that. They didn't deal with that already. I don't see them doing that again.
And the team believes in him. Our captain, Jonathan Allen, said, "I believe we found our franchise quarterback."
You talking about the same Jonathan Allen that came out and said, "I'm happy about this season," but then a few weeks after that was like, "Man, I'm tired of this." That same Jonathan.
How about the season? When you say that?
Yeah, like when the season started, they was out there after the new ownership. He had the interview, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm amped about this season." About 7 weeks later, he's like, "Man, I'm sick of this. This is ridiculous."
Yeah, he's sick of losing. Yeah, I feel him. Yeah, new scenery, new owner. It just felt good. You feel me?
Yeah, so new quarterback, new scenery.
But it's not the. But at that time, it was a defense that was slipping, and it was a defensive backs. So imagine you, Jonathan Allen, you can, bro. We topping pressures and sacks at the time. And y'all still like 28th in defense. So he like, I'm sick and tired of this stuff, man. I'm doing my job, but these dudes not.
Well, it sounds like that speech need to be played in Philadelphia because that's what Jalen Carter and them probably saying about their secondary. You getting all these pressures and you can't even do nothing.
He's tired of it. He just got this.
I'm just saying. It happens, man. It happens.
Man, no, Carl. Come on, man. I'm not going to ditch Jaden Daniels. I'm not going to do that, but no.
Hey, Carl, just remember we got this clipped up. So if the Commanders end up taking a quarterback, all I'm saying is we told you.
I don't want to diss Jaden Daniels. I don't want to diss him, but I don't think that's needed. Why waste a high pick on a quarterback that might be worse than Sam Howell this year? Like Jaden Daniels, get me wrong, he's a Heisman, but he had one good year. The year before
that, Justin Fields?
Huh?
Would you say Justin Fields?
For what though? What did I give up for him?
I'm just saying.
I think Sam Howell's a better thrower than Justin Fields. I'm
looking at potential moves that can be made. I'm just saying. Because Caleb Williams.
Okay.
No, Caleb Williams. They're going to make sure. Oh, you talking about Carl. I'm like, they're going to try to make sure. No, I'm talking about the Bears got the number one pick right now. So what they going to do with Justin Fields? They going to have to.
Well, yeah, that's the truth. But the Patriots are right there with them. So it all depends on who.
No, the Panthers. They got
the Panthers. The Panthers won. Remember,
but so did the Patriots. They got 3 wins.
But they're only a game apart. So that's what I'm saying.
Panthers ain't winning close. No more, bro. I don't think Panthers winning no more. Who knows? Unless it's raining again like it was last week.
But the Panthers might try to win, so the Bears don't get the number one pick. That's the thing.
Oh, that's true. Pay spoiler on the draft pick.
There you go.
Pat's gonna win another. Pat's gonna lose another game. Trust me.
Oh, we know that.
Sorry, Ted. But we're going to take this quick commercial break, man. When we come back, before we go to this commercial break, man, make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all check out the commercial. Y'all see what we got to offer on the network. And when we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about, is Steph Curry one of the best players of all times? Like, should we start putting him in that conversation, like the GOAT conversation? Shaq thinks so. Do we think so? Find out when we come back. And we also got to talk about Ja. Joe, you said flat out playoff push. That game yesterday, he makes a difference. So yeah, hit that like button, hit the comments up, and we'll be right back.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri.
This is Ed Hahn.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah, no time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah, refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Yeah, y'all. Listen, we're back for commercial break. As you can tell, Tomo is not here. He had to leave us early, but it's me and Davey Dollars here. We're gonna hold it down on the NBA topic. So let's get right to it. So look, the next thing we're gonna talk about is Curry, man. Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors went against the Celtics yesterday, and Steph Curry was clutch. And we all know on these, Tuesday night games, Thursday night games, the TNT crew hosts these games. They watch the games together, Dave, and then after the game, they talk about it. Shaq was feeling good, and he said that we need to start. We had a clip. We need to start having this conversation about Curry potentially being the GOAT. Paraphrasing, that's what he said. So, Dave, I'm gonna kick this one off to you. All right? Do you feel as though that Curry should be in the GOAT conversation?
No. He should not be in the GOAT conversation. When has Curry been considered the best player in the NBA while LeBron is there?
2016.
After that, how many times was he considered the best player in the NBA? Maybe recently, like the last year or two.
Probably 2021, possibly, when he won the championship. But 2016 was like the only year, in my opinion.
Exactly. How many Finals MVPs does Steph have? One. Maybe he should have had two, possibly. I think we just about all agree on the first championship should have gone to him and not to Andre Iguodala because he didn't really stop LeBron. LeBron still had a great series. So
35 games.
But what we see is one.
Mm-hmm.
He also won two other championships with another player on his team named Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people will have Dwayne Wade ahead of Kevin Durant, but we know that Kevin Durant as a scorer is a lot more dynamic than what Dwayne Wade was as an offensive scorer. Dwayne Wade was better as a two-way player because he was great defensively and great offensively. But KD at that time was considered the best player on the team when he came over there with Steph. Am I correct? Name me one time when Jordan, LeBron, or Kobe. Well, I think we got Kobe because at that time when he won the three-peat, Shaq was considered the best player on the team. Name me one time when Dwayne Wade or Scottie Pippen were considered better than Jordan and LeBron James.
I mean, 2011. Go ahead. And he made finals, but no, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
exactly. So there's no way that Steph can be considered the greatest of all time right now. I mean, for one, he does not have more titles than LeBron. They are tied, but remember, LeBron has 4 NBA Finals MVPs. Curry only has 1. Kobe has 2, but he has 5 championships. The other 3 went to Shaq because Shaq won all that three-peat. He had the Finals MVP all those 3 times. And we all know Jordan has 6 Finals MVPs, 6 championships. He's widely considered as the GOAT, even though some argue about LeBron James. Steph, just last year was I think not even last year, but when he won a championship, they were trying to put him in the conversation for being top 10. How can you go from top 10 just 2 years ago to now all of a sudden be considered a GOAT and you didn't win the championship or you didn't win the MVP? Steph is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's not a great player. He's one of the greatest. He's the greatest shooter of all time. Second best point guard of all time. Some might say he's the best point guard of all time between him and Magic. Hey, that's an argument for another day. That's what some people have saying. But to call him to GOAT, some people don't even say he's top 5. How can you be considered the GOAT and you're not top 5 or top 10 right now? You still got Wilt that's up there. You still got Bill Russell. Some people will put Hakeem up there. You can make an argument and say Hakeem does not belong over Steph, but hey, some people may make that. You still got Kobe. You still got Tim Duncan. there are other players you can put above Steph right now because he has not done anything to consider him the GOAT. He hasn't been considered the best player for a long period of time at any time in his career. So no, Curry is not the GOAT. I don't even know if he can make that happen now because right now the team is there. He's playing great. He's carrying this Warriors team. I think for a while there wasn't another player on his team scoring 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
Until recently, Clay just caught fire not too long ago, but we all know he was missing majority of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think anyone's gonna really put Steph up there as the GOAT. I'm sorry, I can't. I honestly can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let me kick it off with this. The timing of this comment was not good. Number one is after a regular season game. So let's start there. Like after a regular season game before Christmas. So it's still, they said the season don't even start until Christmas. And the Warriors are the 11th seed right now. They are looking outside, not just the playoffs, to play in. So the timing of this, it's not like he just won a championship. He just won a regular season game, against a team that's known to be, that he actually owns the Celtics. I would say that.
He didn't even win the in-season tournament, and they didn't say that. So come on.
Yeah, So I think that there's one GOAT, and there's Michael Jordan, right? I think that to me, there's only one person outside of Michael Jordan. If you were to say it's a GOAT, I'm not gonna really fight you, and that's Bill Russell because he got 11 rings. I mean, I'm like, you think Bill Russell is a GOAT? That's on you. Anybody else? I'm gonna have a debate with you. But as far as the conversation, there are only 4 players, in my opinion, that are in the conversation of GOAT. Are you the greatest of all time? That's Michael Jordan, that's LeBron James, Bill Russell, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Michael Jordan because he just flew out the GOAT. LeBron James because of his longevity, he got the most points. He's been the best player for a long time. 4-time champion, 4-time Finals MVP, 4-time MVP. Only person outside of Jordan that did that. Kareem, 6 MVP, 6 NBA championships. Also, is the leading scorer when he retired, and Bill Russell 11 rings. Magic, Tim Duncan, Kobe, they're not GOAT conversation worthy in my opinion. They're top 10. And personally, I don't even have Steph top 10 on my list. I don't have him top 10 on my list. So I think he's looking he's right outside. He's like 12, maybe 11, maybe 13. I never really did my top 15, but he's not top 10 in my opinion. So I think that Shaq was just caught up in the moment. And sometimes you call up in the moment, you just say crazy things. I mean, and then you look back at it and be like, dang, what was I thinking? It was one of them moments. Because even Kenny was like, will you put him over you? Yeah. What about MJ? No. I won't put MJ. I'm just saying we should have a conversation. No, we shouldn't. If it's a conversation, then you ain't hesitating.
Exactly.
Right? So, Shaq, he's great on TV. He's a 3-time NBA champion. 4-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, and arguably the most dominant NBA player in NBA history. So we're not going to say Shaq will know what he's talking about. Like I said, I feel like he was caught up in the moment and he said something that he's probably regretting right now. I'm saying.
Yeah, that was
before. My bad. He said LeBron was better than Jordan. Once is LeBron breaks the all-time record, he passed Jordan. But then another brother, he say, Jordan's the GOAT. So it's like caught up in your emotions and you just say, we all done that. Caught up in emotion. We say stuff and then we look back and like, dang, I should have thought before I said it.
Yeah. That was more of a knee-jerk reaction to me because of what he did against the Celtics, and it was he went bonkers. I mean, he went crazy. He, put the Celtics in night, and we know like Steph is a 50, 40, 90 player. We know that. We know how great he can be. But it's just it's a knee-jerk reaction. He's not in the GOAT conversation. He has a lot to do to be able to be put in that conversation. He has to have at least more than one Finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he only has 2 MVPs right now?
Steph, one unanimous though, the only one in NBA history.
Yeah, only one unanimous, and that helps him out. But he only got one.
I think that he missed out a word. The greatest shooter. Then you would have said that. You're like, oh yeah.
That's clear.
He's the guy.
I think that's without a
is?
doubt. I don't think anyone's a better shooter than Steph. He's shown that he can shoot off the ball. He can shoot going up to the court. Put him in the corner, 30 feet, 35 feet, 40 feet, doesn't matter. He can make any shot. He can make any mid-range shot. He's improved his down post game. He didn't always have that. He's improved that. But greatest of all time, no.
Yeah, man. So look, we're gonna transition to our last topic. Ja Morant, man. Ja Morant is back, Dave, and he came back with vengeance. We all know he started a 25-game suspension from last year. You know, he started an 8-game suspension, and then he turned around and did the same thing, waving a gun, and they served him 25 games to start the season. And the Grizzlies started off the season 6-19. 6-19, right? Sitting with the second worst record in the West, behind right above the San Antonio Spurs. So we had a topic about this. Can they make a playoff run? So Ja comes back against the Pelicans. They down by 24, the largest deficit, and he brings, they come all the way back, and he hits his first game-winning bucket of his career. So we just want to react to that. And like me personally, Dave, like think about this. First of all, when you watch that game, you can see the difference. You can just see it. Like the energy is just different. And with Ja not being there, it's kind of good for JJ. Well, Triple J, because what it does, he was that not solo artist. He was the leading scorer. He was the guy that was the go-to player. So he gained that confidence. They were going to him a lot in that game. Like he was like trying to score the bucket a lot because he gained that confidence without Ja being there. And I look at some of these stats right here, right? All effort stuff. They out rebounded the Pelicans, right? They had more turnovers, meaning they turned the ball over more, but they scored off more turnovers. They had 26-21. They had more fast break points. They had more paint points, right? And they shot more free throws. So they were a more physical team. And that's Grizzlies basketball, the more physical team. When before Ja got there, they were flimsy. They were still pretty okay defensively, but they were flimsy. They weren't. And then here's the thing right here, Dave, right? Without Ja Morant on the road, right, before Ja came back, they were 5-8. All right? 5-8. That's a better road record. So that's more wins than the Houston Rockets, who are in 9th place, the Lakers, and the Clippers. Right? And we are even 6-6. And what killed them is this is not like Memphis. These dudes are 1-11 at home. When Ja come back, you think he'll be what? No. Ja gonna bring that excitement. That crowd gonna be crazy. So I still think Ja gonna turn this around. He on a mission. And my man keeping receipts. So I'm excited for Ja, man. I was so hyped watching that game. So yeah. Ja gonna lead them to the playoffs.
I like the fact that he came back and he struggled in the first half. I think he only had like 6 or 7 points in the first half, and then he just took over in the fourth quarter. I think he had
bunnies.
I think he had 14 fourth quarter points. He was balling out in that game, man. And then that last shot, he made them teammates high five each other.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So it was good. I also like the fact that not only did he come back, Marcus Smart is about to come back as well.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's going to help this team out a lot. I like this Grizzlies team. Even though they don't have Dylan Brooks anymore, I think Brandon Clark is about to come back soon. They say he'll be back by the time All-Star break comes, and that's going to help them out as far as their length and stuff like that. Steven Adams is gone for the rest of the season, I believe. So that's going to be a big miss. But Ja's back. So the energy in that team and the swagger is going to come back, and that's going to help them out a whole lot. We all know Ja is a really great scorer, but he's also a good defender as well. So that's something that he's going to bring to the table. I'm excited. I'm excited about him being able to come back. It's going to be great to watch. It's great to see him come back after he made those mistakes. Hopefully he continues to to be where he is. He seems like he's changed. I mean, he's still Ja. At the end of the day, he's still Ja. He's still gonna have his fun. He's still going, talk trash because that's what we love about Ja. So still be you, but just be a changed person outside of off the court. I think that's all that we really want. But we're excited. We're excited that he's back. I'm glad to see him shining. The team rallied around him as well. So it was great to see. It was definitely exciting basketball to see that with Ja coming back.
Now, I want to say he's a good defender. I don't think he's a good defender, but he's a good facilitator, though. Like you say, he's a good scorer and he's a good facilitator. He averaged 86 last game.
As a defender with me, what I'm saying is like effort-wise, he's going to get.
He gave you effort yesterday because he's excited. But he ain't no defender. Yeah. All right? Let's not put that on him yet. Yesterday, his excitement made him defend. He was defending yesterday. I give you that, the effort. And he was throwing oops. Like he was throwing not like oops or the lead of dunks, but like layups. Like he was throwing, he was throwing dimes. And one thing I want to say, I listen to like the major media, we're gonna call it the mainstream media, and I kept my receipts. Everybody kept killing him for that. I'm thinking like, do y'all not know on his opening press conference after getting suspended or coming back, somebody asked him about other players being ranked ahead of him. That's what I think he's talking about. Keeping it basketball related. Yep. Like
someone said that Tyrese Halliburton was better than him.
Yeah, right? And Jalen Brunson. So he ain't mentioned Fox though, but I think we know that. I'm just fine. Fox still got to do it against. He still got to prove it because John has gotten to the second round at least, and he's been an MVP candidate. But I mean, he kept it basketball related in my opinion. I mean, the man, you got y'all saying Tyrese Halliburton above me, y'all saying Jalen Brunson above me. Like out of sight, out of mind. I understand that, but I'm here. Don't forget, I'm the one that gave Warriors problems. Every time we play the Warriors, they don't want to see us. The Warriors lucky y'all got hurt. Now I still think the Warriors would have won, but if I'm Josh, that's what I'm saying. Like if I never got hurt, we would have beat the Warriors. Y'all talking about this dude? I know he ain't a point guard. Anthony Edwards, y'all don't put him on. I already get on the broom. Who you talking about? So if I'm Ja, that's what I'm saying. So he I can't receive because I'm still that guy. He came back and get the game winner against a good Pelicans team who's been on the road, who's good defensively. And people were like, why are you putting Herb Jones on? Everybody kept calling him one of the best defenders in the league.
Exactly.
And look what y'all did to that man in the fourth quarter.
Put that spin on
So I'm a fan, man. Like I'm rooting for Ja Morant. I want to see him do well. Like you said, we all want to see him do well, just as a man. Period. I know he's a black man, but as a man, period, we want to see him bounce back from the situation because the situation was not serious, but it was serious because who he is. He's potentially the face of the NBA. Yeah. So I'm excited. I was excited to see that.
Yeah, I was too. So, like Josh said, I'm back. So, Josh back. Watch out, y'all.
Home ain't gonna be lit. All right, so let's wrap this up. All right, great show, Dave. First of all, I want to give a shout out to everybody on the R2 Network. We got some big changes coming up soon. Commanders, man, I said offense do well. Y'all not doing well. What's going on? All right, we're gonna make this interesting against the 49ers and the Cowboys down the stretch. I'm gonna talk trash. We might take some L's, but we get a dub. Just know I talk trash for you. All right. Purdy, keep doing your thing. Dave, happy for you, man. 49ers making you look really good right now. Even though you still are, but you be looking good. Sacramento, we got Boston tonight. We got the Celtics. What you gonna do? They swept you last year. Come on, Swiper. Hey, hashtag Swiper season like the bean. But that's all I got for y'all, man. We coming back tomorrow. So I think that'll be my last episode tomorrow. So make sure y'all tune in. We got a top 5 for y'all tomorrow.
Yep. All I gotta say is this to the top 3 recruiting class in college football, the U. I'm excited about what's going on. Like I said, Mario Cristobal is a great recruiter. I said give him a few years. He'll do well. It's about to happen. So let's go to you. Miami, we are, we playing Orlando right now. Let's show them that we own Florida. Let's go ahead and get Orlando out the way. And San Fran, like I said in the beginning of the show, we got some black birds that we got to cook on Christmas. So let's get the dinner plates ready to serve the community. Let's get it. San Fran, bang, bang, 9 in the game.
Let's get it. All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today, and we'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.